Today, we're going to talk about the last 4 principles, a part of the extreme ownership framework. Welcome back to another $4 million strategies, the best 4 minutes of business for practical tips that you can apply to your business today. I'm Jocko, and today we're continuing our 2-part series on extreme ownership by Jocko, Willink, and Leif, Babin. In the last episode, we covered 4 critical leadership principles. They were discipline equals freedom, decentralized command, prioritize and execute, and 4, cover and move. Today, we're going to talk about the last 4 principles, a part of the extreme ownership framework. The next one in this, or the 5th one, is belief. This is definitely one of the most important principles and one that really resonates with me. Believe. Do you believe? If you have that a part of your mission and your plan and your team, if you don't, no one else will. According to Harvard Business Review, belief is the key driver of emotional commitment. And when you believe in what you're doing, it's easier to get your team on board. And if your team doesn't believe in the plan, they won't execute it effectively. That emotional buy-in is critical to success. The 6th part is having a plan. Planning is the backbone of every successful mission. And the authors talk about this, the importance of having a detailed, thorough planning, knowing exactly what you're going to do. They consider every possible scenario and choose the one with the best chance of success. Well, think about it. In military, it is absolutely critical on not leaving anyone behind. Well, the reality is true with your business. Why are we leaving people behind? We want to make sure we're bringing in the troops and getting them through to their next destination. Have a plan. The 7th point is checking that ego. Well, this is a hard one, right? Really successful people I work with on a consistent basis. But I tell you what, some of the best ones, and as also proven by Good to Great, they have an ego, but their ego is for their company. It's not for themselves. They have a blend of humility. And I've seen this firsthand. You know, the problem is when you get overconfident, this arrogance can lead to bad decisions because you stop looking at the facts, and it's beyond belief here. It's this overconfidence that's not in the right way. You know, let go of your egos. Otherwise, you put your team and your company at risk. You know, I've seen this firsthand of seeing this humility and checking ego. It's really been fascinating to see my son at the U.S. Naval Academy. Tell you what, some of the best and brightest are there. And I tell you what, they are some of the most humble people there are. Even though they have a confidence about what they're doing, they are humble about where they're going and why they're doing it. And they recognize there's people before them that have sacrificed before them. The best leaders embrace that humility. And this is also talked about in Good to Great with Jim Collins. And finally, the simplicity. That last principle is being more simple. Tell you what, we have become so complex, and AI is only making it more complex with what's happening every single day. It's the enemy of execution. When things get too complicated, they get confusing. Your plans, your communication, and your leadership should be as simple as possible. This clarity will help your team understand what it needs to get done and ensure they can execute it effectively. So that's a wrap on our 2nd part of Extreme Ownership Series. These final 4 principles, believe, plan, check the ego, and keep it simple, are just as critical as the first 4 that we covered. And thanks for listening to $4 Million Strategies. If you haven't read Extreme Ownership, it's a must read for any listener. And I encourage you to listen to the podcast. It's absolutely fantastic. And if you continue to like our $4 Million Strategies, I ask you to go ahead and, whether you're listening to this on YouTube or on any other podcast, please subscribe and rate. We sincerely appreciate it. With that, have a great day.